Thank you, Jamie, for meeting with me. This is KW Spotlight. It's a place where we go and interview the top agents around the board. I appreciate you meeting with me.
Thanks, Brendan.
KW Spotlight's a great time for us to really showcase who you are, how you're here. I just want to get started. Tell me about your journey a little bit into real estate until where you are now.
So I started real estate about 20 years ago. Initially just started selling lots for my dad, which is kind of funny. That's why I got into real estate, was to sell his lots. And then ended up doing a couple subdivisions and then new construction with a partner. And so we were building houses, doing single family residence in 3 developments that we were doing. And then ended up in '06 when the market really changed, because you could really see it in new construction and development, kind of how it went flat. Then put my business into resale. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's big. You're the number 1 agent in the board. I also know that it takes more than one person. You guys say 309 units for almost $69 million in sales. Tell me a little bit about your team.
So we have an amazing team. We have buyer's agents. So right now we're sitting at 4 buyer's agents, a listing specialist, which is me, and then one of our buyer's agents is going to help us with the listings as well. And then admin, you got to have admin. They're the back, they're the backbone to our company. So we have right now 5 admin. So we have people that, do only listings, only contracts, leads, things like that. So it's a team effort for sure.
Awesome. I remember last year we had sat down and came up with a goal, and your goal was 60 million. How do you feel at almost hitting 69?
Excited, yeah. We're really shocked, especially for the year that it was, with being COVID and being down for 4 to 6 weeks. I definitely thought it was going to affect our business, and it's amazing to see how it didn't really affect the business. It just put more demand on people when we were able to go out and show houses. So I'm really proud of us. It's pretty amazing, because we were probably about 2 months ago if we were going to hit the 60 or not.
Well, now that you bring up COVID, how did you guys stay motivated and keeping your drive and your focus with all the other things going on around the world?
So basically our routine is to get up and go to work, right? So we're just working from home. So it's the same routine. I get up every day, I work out every day, and then we go to work at 8 o'clock, and we have a staff meeting every morning at 8:30. So everybody jumps on, I shouldn't say staff, team meeting. And so that we all know what's going on in each other's world. So, and then what are we gonna do? So when we were really down, I think we were more focused into helping other people. So dropping off pizzas at the hospital and dropping off things at the fire stations. That was kind of because it overwhelmed them. And I think sometimes you do a job and nobody's thankful, and that it was a tough job to have. So we were doing things like that. And I think that kept us motivated, because we're a group of giving people, and that meant a lot to us. So
awesome. Serving 309 family, friends for the year. What's unique about you guys? What makes people want to keep coming back to the Jami Baker Orr Team?
I think it's our level of customer service, and really, you're our friend. So I always tell people we're not getting divorced, when we go to the closing table, right, because we've had this relationship for however long. It could be as long as, 6, 7 months, or it could be as short as, 1 house and you're under contract, so 6 weeks maybe. Right. And so we always say we're your resource, and we are. We have a lot of people. I have a lot of connections as far as, plumbers, electricians, landscape people. So I always tell people, you're gonna need me past today, right, and I want you to call me. So that's what I think makes us unique. And we all, I just feel we all go above and beyond. Nobody is taking it easy. I think we all are very competitive in a good way.
Right. Well, you've been in the game for 20 years. 20 years. Tell me, who was impacted, or what has impacted your business for the last 20 years the most?
Honestly, it's people. So everybody has a different goal. So my goal was always to be number 1. So I would say that goal started probably 5 or 6 years ago. Because before then I didn't have that drive. I had a couple of kids, and that was my priority, right? Yeah, because they take a lot of time. And then once that changed, I'm like, okay, what's my new goal? So my new goal was to be number 1 in our marketplace. So I obtain that goal. And so now my goal is to be in KW #1 in the state. This year, one of our goals was to be on Gary's Masterminds. So we met that goal, I heard last night, so I'm really excited. Yeah.
Super excited for you. You got big things coming.
Yeah.
What does your 2021 goals look like?
Well, knowing my team leader,
Yes.
I'm usually about, so this year was 60 million, so I'm sure your goal for me next year is probably 100. I can't remember I don't remember what we said it was. I want to say it was 85 million.
Yes, I think you could do it. I think you guys do a great job.
Thanks.
Great job. I've studied your journey. You've been with Keller Williams for the last 3 years. Tell me, why did you transition from one company to the next, and what's the biggest difference that you see?
So I was #1 before, and I think that was 2 years in a row. And then it's the culture. So at the place that I was at before, it was very dog eat dog. There wasn't a lot of people that wanted to help you out. So if you're an agent and you have you're stuck in maybe a circumstance you've never been in before, I really look towards people to help me through it, so we're not recreating the wheel. And I felt just like in a lot of companies, they don't share their education with you, because I don't know if it's because it's competition or, everybody's moving fast these days, so I don't want to say that. They just have lives that are very busy. So one of the things that I absolutely loved, and honestly, Tony's the reason that I came over, is throughout my 20-year career, Tony and I've always had a very good relationship, being able to talk to each other no matter what company I was at. And being able to share with people and people share with me, and having that open conversation. I really like that.
Right. I know Keller Williams is all about culture, technology, training, education. How do you think that has impacted or helped your business?
Oh yeah, in many ways. So the training, the education. So what's great about being an agent, so I've been in the business 20 years and they're like, oh, you know everything. I don't know everything. I love learning. I love classes. I'm learning from people who are, closing 2,000 units a year. Right. So I'm a small fish in a big pond in the reality of things. So being able to talk to those people and learn from them it's an amazing opportunity to be able to pick somebody else's brain who's been somewhere that I haven't been. Right. So it's very exciting. The technology, I think, has really helped with our follow-up. Everybody has like 10 CRMs, right? They do. So we put them here, we put them there, we put them there. And I think the technology with our CRM has really helped, because the way that you can organize it is really specific to your business. So we probably organize ours differently than you organize yours. One of the things I love about our education part is Tony teaches a lot of classes, you teach classes, I teach classes. We all have a different way of running our business, and we all see things a little differently. And I like that. And I like that it can be an open conversation, that you and I don't have to agree on the same thing, but we can come to an understanding, like, oh, I could see how you understood it that way and how I understood it this way. So, and then the agents could come anytime. There's things online. There is so much education. You could go to school all day long, all year long, and never sell a piece of real estate if you wanted to. So
you're telling me you've been in the game for 20 years. You sold 309 units this year. You still need education?
Oh yes, lots of it.
I know. It's a great thing. 20 years. What can you tell somebody who's getting into the business now? Mm-hmm. What kind of tips can you give them to have a great career like you've had? Yeah,
class, okay. Education. So my son came into the business a couple years ago, and one of the first thing that I told him is, you have to be educated. You got to know the contract in and out. You have to know what you're doing. So I think what happens is a lot of agents get into the business, instead of really practicing and getting their education, going to every class they can when they have the opportunity, they kind of wait for their first deal to come around, right? And then they want to learn. Well, that's the wrong time to learn, because now we're all under stress. So for me, it was just, when I started this business, that was I was just like, I want to know everything that I possibly can, so that I could be a better agent for for whoever works with me and a better agent for myself, because obviously I have high standards for myself. So educate, educate, educate. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So I still ask questions.
Right.
I call Tony probably 2 or 3 times a week to say, hey, how do you interpret this? So don't be afraid to ask questions because you're new. I've been doing it 20 years and I'm asking questions. So I think a lot of new agents get afraid because they're like, oh, I probably should know it. You shouldn't know it, because really, real estate school doesn't teach you much about truly real estate.
Right. Okay. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Semi-retired.
Semi-retired. What does that look like?
Not going into the office every day, having the business kind of run without me, I'd like to get back into doing more flip houses like we were doing before, and maybe buying some more assets, some real estate. Just not the grind that it is right now, because we do work a lot of hours. The whole team works a lot of hours. So my goal is just, maybe I go in for 4 hours a day and then I take the rest of the afternoon off. So
That does not sound bad at all.
no, it doesn't.
To me, I look at a lot of agents and they're looking for income streams.
Right.
So you're thinking more on flips and rental investments. What do you think about profit share?
Oh, of course, profit share. So profit share is a very easy way to have residual income, right? Because you're giving people the opportunity to join something that you already love, and you're really not doing anything but helping them. So it's just giving back you're giving to KW and KW is giving back. So all that money that I collect, which I mean, when I say all that, but the money that I do collect goes into my grandkids' education fund. Nice. So I never really even see the money. It's just going away. So someday it'll be exciting, 13, 14 years from now to see exactly what it collected.
Right.
But for me, profit share is just a bonus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The cake, the ice cream on the cake,
Yeah,
right? It's just, you get so much more than profit share.
Right.
That's not the reason why people join Keller Williams, right?
Right.
They join Keller Williams for all the things that you said, education, technology. I appreciate you taking the time and meeting with us and kind of, explaining who you are, where you came from, and how you service the Pueblo area, which I know you do it great.
Thanks.
Next year, 85 million, 375 families being served. I appreciate you.
That'd be great. Thanks,
Appreciate you.
Brandon.
Thank you.
Thanks.